now the latest on October 2nd around the wide world of tropics. Here's your tropical weather bulletin. Two tropical cyclones currently active around the world, just two at this point. Lorenzo still a Category 1 hurricane by our estimates, and Mitag weakened now to a tropical storm. 69 storms have formed so far this year on day 275. In the Atlantic, it's day 123 of hurricane season. Lorenzo there, not far from the Azores now. There are two areas of interest near the Greater Antilles not marked on the screen there. Could develop later on. Day 140 in the Eastern Pacific, Invest 95E has been tagged out there over the open ocean. In the Western Pacific, Mitag just off the coast of China, still a strong tropical storm, and Invest 92W located well out at sea. No systems are active in the Southern Hemisphere at this time. It's all quiet here. So the main feature tonight is Hurricane Lorenzo, which is about to strike the Azores. We're putting at winds of 90 miles per hour, pressure 953 millibars. It's only now 191 miles from Flores in the Azores, 37.7 north, 34.1 degrees west. What's most important to note is that hurricane force winds could occur on multiple islands of the Azores, including the central islands. The eastern islands could get tropical storm force winds. Later on in the forecast, it becomes a post-tropical cyclone, moves through Ireland and then over Wales and England before moving on into Europe. This is what the current shear tendency is looking like. As you can see, it's increasing massively as it continues northeast. It is starting to show signs of beginning the extratropical transition. There's a lot less moisture towards the southern side of the storm. It's all up towards the north at this time, it would appear. So this is what the wide shot's looking like. You can just about see Lorenzo near the top of your frame there. You can see those two disturbances there in the western part of the Atlantic as well. One of them on the southern part of Cuba, the other one a little bit further out in the western Atlantic. Not too much in the way of development of these systems yet. We're also possibly watching for a new African wave that may emerge in the near future as well, which for some reason we're looking at on that screen. The Eastern Pacific looks like this. You may just about see the remnants of Nada moving well inland now over northern Mexico and possibly even into New Mexico. And you can see that disturbance out there as well now on the far right hand side of your screen. And generally you've got a line there of convective activity and thunderstorms that aren't really doing very much. The Western Pacific on the eastern side there, well, there is an invest somewhere down there, lower latitude than that disturbance that we can see most prominently on that screen. So not much organisation going on and very little energy really, as you can see there. Further north you can quite clearly see Mitag, which is moving off the coast of China ever so slowly now, and then eventually will be moving over the Korean Peninsula. Could deliver 5 to 10 inches of rain there. The Australia South Pacific region looks like this. It's starting to get a little bit more active down here now. A lot more thunderstorm activity, none of it organised though. The Indian Ocean looking fairly quiet here as well. A few thunderstorms blowing up over India itself, and what looks to be that potential tropical cyclone that was perched over the western coast moving inland there in those last frames. Sea surface temperatures looking like this. The Eastern Pacific staying fairly warm, especially further east, not so much out over the open ocean now, but temperatures in the Gulf of California are the highest. Western Gulf, Western Caribbean, all 30 degrees. You can quite clearly see the track of Lorenzo there in that sea surface temperature trail as well. It's not over very warm waters anymore now. The Indian Ocean around 29-30 degrees Celsius. The Western Pacific also fairly warm. Mitag over very cold waters at this point, about 24 degrees Celsius. Where that invest is 92W, very warm, 30 degrees plus. Tropical storm Mitag looks like this. It is still hanging on, a little bit of convection blowing up, but it is going to lose its tropical status very soon, maybe even before it reaches the Korean Peninsula. My bet's still on it being tropical by the time it gets there though, and as I said, it could produce 10 inches of rain and tropical storm force winds. This is a look on Hurricane Lorenzo today. You can just sort of see it more being steered and being swept towards the northeast rather than it making its own track for himself. It's not really got much of a choice. It is heading headlong towards the northeastern Atlantic, but will turn post-tropical probably tomorrow. So here we are right now. The next name on the list is Melissa in the Atlantic. In the Eastern Pacific, we're looking out for Octave. In the Central Pacific, the next name on the list is Ima. Over in the Western Pacific, the next name on the list there is Hagibis. And in the North Indian Ocean on list 8, we're looking out for Kiyar. You can find Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest, our YouTube page, search Force 13 all in text and subscribe if you haven't so far, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter under the same name, Force 13, and you can contact us on any of those mediums. That's all for now. We will have another tropical weather bulletin tomorrow night. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colors wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.